45 Sail Tower, wind 0307, runway 34 left, clear to land.
Welcome, Tech Viators. It's Jet Fuel Devs episode 7. I'm Dan here with my co host, Veronika, the techie flight attendant from Dubai. Today's agenda, we had an opportunity once again to meet in Seattle, Veronika and I. This was at the time of this recording about 2 or 3 weeks ago. It feels too long ago now. It feels like all kinds of time has passed. But the stars aligned, and we were able to meet up and spend 5 hours in a hotel lobby talking and planning and playing chess and drinking wine. And
Yeah.
after 5 hours, it wasn't even enough time. So, some stories about that. I killed some birds in Burbank. And Veronika, you went to looks like a metaverse meetup in Dubai. Is that right?
Metaverse and Generative AI. Hello, guys. How are you doing? It's your co host, Veronika. Thank you, Dan, for a lovely introduction. And yeah, a lot to talk about and a lot of value to bring to our listeners.
Thank you again for tuning in to episode 7. Here we are after it's been
You're welcome.
it's been 7 months technically because I think we've been doing this pretty consistently once a month. But to start with that meetup in Seattle was awesome. It was so great to hang out with you again, Veronika. I know I've said that about a dozen times, but so great to see you. I really felt bad. Although about keeping you awake for 24 hours. That's how long you were up, and you were doing really well until like a little bit later in the meeting. Your blinks started to get longer, and I could tell. I was like, okay, we got to wrap this up.
Like this.
Yeah, your head wasn't keeping itself up, but
Oh my gosh, this was horrible. Honestly, like I said before to you, I'm so sorry because
no.
I bet the meeting would have been way better if I was like fresh, you know.
Mhm.
So I was straight after 16-hour flight, working throughout the whole flight except like 3 hours when we have our CRC break.
Yeah.
But still, honestly, sometimes you can't really fight with your body and with the nature of your body. You just want to sleep and you want to just turn off, and that's it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it was really fun, and just to hear about what you're working on. You brought your chessboard. We got a chance to sit down and play chess. We live streamed it actually, and we actually had a few viewers on that live stream at like 70 or something.
We
Which,
had,
yeah,
yeah. Thank you for whoever supported our game. Thank you so much. It was a great game, actually. I really loved it, and I'm looking forward to the next one when I'm gonna get my revenge.
rematch. Yeah, yeah. I hadn't played actual physical chess in years. I always just play on my phone. So
How did you feel about it? Did you
I
like
really
it?
liked it. Yes, it's way better, of course. I mean, and against playing against a person and playing against you and somebody that I've never played against before, it was really fun just to have a fun game like that. So, and then
Yeah, I'm saying that sometimes, although I'm all about innovation and all of that stuff, in the same time, I find myself being like very old school. So I'm all about like in person chess games. I love street chess as well. I love paper books, like, not the online reading and all of that stuff. So I think it's a different way, a different feeling, right?
for sure.
When we play it, like it's not like online everything,
Oh yeah,
it's just that's what actually what makes the connection between people in the end of the day. That's why I wanted to just say that that's why I attended that event, the Metaverse and Generative AI event, because it was in person
yeah.
event. It's not like, oh, join that Zoom meeting and we're gonna meet and blah blah blah. It's different and you network better. I think you read the emotions of the other people better.
Oh, huge. Yeah. Well, and the energy of the room as well was awesome. So what? So tell me about that event. I haven't heard a whole lot about it.
So the event, actually, I joined it just by I decided to attend just by chance because I randomly saw it on LinkedIn. They were promoting it on LinkedIn, and I was like, okay, that just opposite my building because it was let in the Museum of the Future, and I just live like 5 minutes walk from here. Then I was like, that's great, and I'm actually I consider myself lucky because I live very close to that museum, and the name talks for itself. It's Museum of the Future, so they're having constantly all of these kinds of metaverse events and innovation events, all about innovation and all of that stuff. So I decided, okay, why not? Let me see what these guys are going to present. And I ended up actually very impressed because last year when I was attending GITEX, the tech convention here in the UAE, I already tried the HoloLens, the Microsoft HoloLens headsets. And honestly, I didn't really like it because I just wore it for like 5 minutes, even less than 5 minutes, and I got a headache because it's like I don't know why. It's like a brand new product still, I think it's been there for a while now, but it's not broadly used in the market, and it's not like everyone has a HoloLens, right? So I think they're still in the development process. They still have a lot of work to do because I think I was not supposed to get that headache, because maybe, and I was not really actually also able to navigate with the controls very easy because, for example, when you have the headset on, you have to really press, like, come on, so it's not like I'm judging. It's not like I'm like, oh my god, these guys are doing a bad job, because when you want to actually establish new product on the market, it's hard, and you always have the bugs you see with your app, I believe. So like, there's always something going on. There's always some bug there, and some issues, and some complaints, and all of that. So in the end of the day, even if I didn't like it, that doesn't mean that I don't support it, because whoever does some innovative stuff, we should support, because these are the people who are moving the world forward, right?
Well said. It's an iterative process, right? Like just you being there to evaluate the product, excuse me, is a way that they can look at their product from a different perspective. You give a different perspective, right? And something that they may not have seen. And it's amazing when you're working on your own software, you think that you're looking at every angle and you've seen every bit inside and out of your software, but then you put it out to the world and people use it a different way. They don't understand. They're not using it in a linear way that you might be, because you know how you think the app is supposed to work or this product is supposed to work. So you're automatically using it that way. Whereas, with you with the HoloLens, you're giving it a different perspective. And then, so I had a thought about your headache. Now you wear prescription glasses normally, right?
No, not really
Oh,
a prescription glasses. I just wear computer glasses. That's it. I don't have any like power on my lenses.
oh, okay.
So it's just computer glasses. That's it.
Got you, like a blue light blocker or something, is it?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Blue light blockers. Yeah, yeah. That's pretty.
Gotcha. So I wear prescription glasses, and I've, with VR headsets that I've used in the past, I know that I can't use them for very long. Although now I also am aware that you can get custom ordered prescription lenses to fit inside these headsets.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Yeah, and so I think that's probably part of it. But another thing is I've flown with pilots that are ex-military, and in the military they use night vision goggles, and they'll talk about how they'll be doing a whole mission at night, and they're wearing these night vision goggles over their eyes. And I've heard them say that after 4 or 5 hours of having these basically screens in front of their eyes, that it's very fatiguing. And so as we move forward into this world of VR headsets, or the what's the Apple device coming out, the Vision Pro, as we get more and more deeper into that kind of a world where we're all strapping screens on our faces, what are the effects? And sadly only time will tell, I think.
We should ask ChatGPT, I guess.
Yeah, how are my eyes going to react to this new future, ChatGPT?
Exactly, exactly. Did I mention? I think I mentioned it on every episode that I love ChatGPT. uh,
Well, so that's an interesting point to segue into the. I didn't do an in-person event, but I joined a live. What is it? A town hall? I can't remember what it was called now, but it was with the Pieces app, the developers
yeah,
of.
yeah. Tell us more about
Yeah,
that.
so that was what the discussion topic was uh, using how do we use AI to integrate with our workflows, and then they also talked about KPI, like key performance indications and indicators, I think it's called, for monitoring developer performance or your team's performance. Which personally I wasn't really interested in, being a solo developer, but I was definitely interested in the integrating AI into my workflow and how to do that more efficiently. And particularly the app that I've been using the most is the Pieces for Developers app, because I can import my own files into that app and it can look at it on device and give me ChatGPT style responses to questions about code in my own project. And you can choose whether you want this processing to be done on device, or if you want it to be done using the cloud. And so it gives you a couple of options for cloud AI integration, of course, OpenAI with ChatGPT, and then the Palm 2 platform, which I'm honestly not familiar with. But then on device, you can run Llama 2 or Code Llama, and there's another one called Tiny Llama. And the Pieces app gives you it gives you like what kind of performance you can expect out of each of those models on device. Of course, there's not, and whether or not your hardware can handle that device. So that was a big part of what I wanted to listen to about that with that discussion. And it, honestly, what came out of it wasn't really anything that I hadn't heard before. It was like, integrating AI into your workflow is a great tool. We're all still learning it, but well, one thing that was brought up, and I thought was a good point, was that you can't just blindly trust what the AI is giving you for an answer, especially with your code. And they made the comparison with Stack Overflow, right? Like it'd be the equivalent of just going to Stack Overflow, typing in what your question is or what your problem is, seeing a block of code, and then blindly copying and pasting that into your project and trusting that it's going to work. Like it's yeah,
Imagine.
yeah. Well, I'm sure that it
Or
happens.
the worst thing, not knowing at all what this code snippet does. You just post it there, or it works, and that's it.
Right. Right.
uh, in my opinion, this is not secure at all, and at least you should be familiar
Yeah. Yeah.
what this code exactly is doing, right?
Oh, totally.
And like you are saying, I just want to mention we should not forget your legendary quote: even with AI we are still the captains, right?
Yes.
So,
Yes. You're still.
and not to forget this.
Yeah. No, that's exactly. Yeah. Exactly. It's like you might be able to use this tool, but you're still in charge of the code. Another thing they talked about in the talk was that you know you can't forget the human side of it. There is the artistic side of it, of software development, of creating, what you're working on, and so just blindly using Stack Overflow is a bad idea. And by the same token, blindly using an AI, tool like ChatGPT or Llama 2 or whatever isn't a good idea, because you don't know what's going on, and it may actually cause more problems than it solves. So it was a great event. It was pretty short, only about 30 minutes, but a great talk. And I like where this is going. Like you say, with the metaverse and with the AR VR integrations into our daily lives, I like where it's going. But we're little tiny steps along the way, and we're not there yet to full
Yeah,
functionality.
exactly. I really like what you're saying, and I really like your point of view, because this exactly shows us and tells us that we should not be scared, right, of AI. We should just take full
No,
advantage of it, and um, also double check what AI is telling us to do, not just follow it blindly. And
abs-
that's it. Just keep on moving forward, I guess. And
yeah.
we're also, both of us, we are using AI, chat GPT, for our brand, and I believe our a lot of people are using it as well for their brands. But still, guys, uh, we personally, when it comes to our brand, we are not copy pasting and just like, okay, ChatGPT just generated like what, a full post, let's say a post for our Twitter, sorry, excuse me, X page.
Mhm.
And we still look at it. We just not posting it like that, you know. It's a great tool, but still you should try to
Mhm.
also be original, unique, and to create your own brand voice.
Yes, yes. We did an experiment. Was it September? I think we did a month-long experiment using ChatGPT to post daily updates on our X platform, updates, and I think it was moderate results. I don't think it was bad, but there's some aspect of it just kind of coming out a little bit vanilla. It
Yeah.
has a tone, especially if you just use the default or whatever. But it I think it's great for giving ideas.
Oh, it's
Here's
amazing.
10 ideas.
It's
I
amazing.
love that.
I
Yes.
love it. It just gave me out of topic, but it just gave me ideas for my sister's baby shower. It's great. I
Oh,
love it for activities. So, whoa, go chat GPT.
that's awesome. Baby shower organized by AI. That's actually
That's
that's
great.
pretty relevant. That's interesting. Imagine being born in 2024. Is it going to be?
Yes. Or
Yeah,
late
yeah,
or December. It depends.
late
December.
this year.
Yeah.
Nice,
So yeah, one
nice.
day we will be telling her stories
Mhm.
for how we organize her baby shower and everything else. Her birthdays most probably all organized by ChatGPT. Han, don't worry, you're good. No one has
Or
time to
whatever
do.
else is. No, and stuff that we can't even imagine. So, and but
It's
hopefully,
great. I love the era. I love the era we are living in.
me too, me too. Do you feel like Veronica, you were born at exactly the right time?
Yes, it's in the middle of nowhere.
Uh,
I mean, it's great. Depends on how you look at it, right? In my perspective, I think I am, because I
mhm,
experienced both. I mean, I think I was born just in the race of the internet era, of the technology in general, and all of that. And now I'm living
mhm.
through it. So I'm happy. I think it's great. And I hope I will stay around to see what will happen in the future. I hope my lifespan won't be very short, hopefully.
I think you'll be around for a little while.
Oh,
Yeah,
God,
as long as you
yes.
get enough sleep with this job that we have. I have always felt that I was born at exactly the right time because of technology and the state of the aviation industry. I feel like is in a good place. Like I just fit. But then I also wonder, like maybe does everybody feel like that? Like no matter what time of the century or whatever you were born in, does everybody feel that way? Because that's of course the only thing that we know.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah. So,
yeah, but I feel like with the advancing of technology, it's like that's very much in my interests, and I love it, and I love being here for to see it and to participate in it,
yes.
and hopefully build a little tiny piece of it.
Yes, it's great. I really love your take on that. It's exactly the way I think about this, and I enjoy it. I enjoy it. But like I said, depends a lot of people. For example, even if you have the greatest life ever, if you have everything and you have access to everything, depends on your point of view. If you want to complain, you can still complain for the tiniest thing, you know. So for
Sure.
example,
Yes.
some guy who's in Africa barely has food and stuff, but he still can feel happy, right? He can be grateful for everything he has. So it's all about your perspective and how you take life in general. Um, just
Right.
avoid drama, right?
As much as possible.
Yeah,
Yes.
oh my
Yeah.
gosh, this is what I'm trying to do. Honestly, for me, it's just so important to avoid drama. It just gives me so much headache if there's someone. And you know what, I find myself, this is a bit of like a philosophical conversation now, but I believe our listeners don't mind it. We all enjoy a bit of philosophy. It's just like I find myself, I changed my philosophy about life in general for the past 1 year in like 360, you know, 360 degrees. For example, some if I sense that someone is like kind of negative, kind of like always looking on the negative side of the things, I'm like, I should think, I think I should distance myself better, right? Because why would you want to be around this kind of people? You want people who uplift you, who tell you you can do that or we can do that, right? So you need team players. You don't need just someone crying around the place for nothing, basically.
Yeah, well, it's contagious too. Enthusiasm is contagious, and so is negativity. If you're around negative people all the time, you're going to become negative. And being around enthusiastic people and inspiring people and people that look on the good side of life is inspiring as well. And it is a choice though, in a way that, like you say, like you have to recognize it first. I treat this my ex followers, my Twitter followers. It's a very sacred little silo that I keep there. Like if somebody is too negative or gets too political, I have a very short little fuse on negativity on there, and I just like, nope, I'm not letting that in. I know it exists out there, but I don't need it here. And to extend that into your own life is a little more difficult, I think, but because that contagion of it, it can kind of happen without even knowing.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the scariest part is that these kind of people, they can easily drag you along with them, you know. So we exactly what you said, without you knowing, you just find yourself in
Mm.
this kind of part of this kind of conversations that you didn't want to be part of in the first place, right? So I'm like, how did you end
Right.
up there, you know? So it's a wild thing, but still it's a challenge that we should accept.
Yeah.
And this is how you become a tough human, right? So we need that in our life. It can't be only like
Yeah.
roses and pink world and all of that. This is how you grow.
To spin back to the conference that you went to, or the event you went to with the metaverse talk, you're surrounding yourself with people that are creating the next technology, the new technology on the cutting edge. And even if there's bugs, you're still with people that are creating, and that inspiration is it fills the room.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Although I already said it before, I think it's good, but I still am trying to find my place out there,
Oh,
honestly, because I'm not that like kind of oh about networking kind of person, and all of that stuff is just not in my nature, you know. So I'm
yeah.
still trying to improve that in myself because I really want to work on that. I want to be more communicative and I want to be more confident when I'm attending those kinds of events.
Uh,
So I'm working on that, and honestly it's this is harder for me than coding in general than what I'm learning. I feel very
uh-huh.
much challenged when I'm attending, and this is why basically one of the main reasons that I'm attending is to challenge myself, because I have to put myself out there. And I was talking before that on my Instagram, it's not always what you like and what you don't like, you know. So if we were doing
Mhm.
always what we like, we won't do anything basically, because okay, I like to just sit at home and chill, right? So or go to the pool every day, and I don't do that. So it's not about it. You have to sacrifice, and I believe you sacrifice a lot now with your app, with the things we sacrifice now, even our time. We sacrifice time when we brainstorm on topics and all of that. We enjoy that, but still it's a time that it's taken from us, and we do it with a main goal, with main reason. And yeah, that's why I do it. I'm still trying to improve this, and yeah, working on it. But when it comes to motivation, when I'm there surrounded with all these kind of people, yes, I am. And you know, on this kind of event, on that event that I went, there were a lot of young people, and I'm like, this what actually gives me hope for the future, because there are a lot of young people who are there to create and who are inspired like by maybe, let's say, maybe Elon Musk, Mark Zuki, by
Yeah,
Zuki.
Zuckerberg.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, that's great. I feel great when I'm when I'm attending these kind of events.
Absolutely. To be around, young people that have their whole lives to learn and build and make mistakes and learn and build again is awesome, because you may not think you have a lot of time, but well, you can waste it, but you're not wasting your time out there, putting yourself out there. It's inspiring for me to watch. A quick question about that. So when you say metaverse, when I hear the word metaverse, I think Facebook. Did this have anything to do with Facebook, or is it just talking about kind of the virtual world that we might call the metaverse?
The virtual world is called metaverse. Just
Right,
Zuki occupied that meta.
right,
He
right.
occupied that terminology. So that's why,
Mhm.
again, smart move. I don't blame him. It's a very smart move. But in general, what when we say metaverse, we mean the whole virtual space.
Right.
So, and Web3 space also.
Okay.
um,
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything related to blockchain technology and all of that. But I should note that everything related to blockchain technology, it's not metaverse. Metaverse is like the reality, the virtual reality itself. For
Sure.
example, there let's talk about Meta. Let's say Meta,
Hmm.
they created that virtual reality that you can actually go there and buy a land. It's not about Meta. There are a lot of other platforms that now are doing that, but you can buy a virtual land, and even you can buy virtual apartments, houses, and all of that stuff. And this thing, it's not big
Hmm.
now, but from what I'm thinking, it will be a great business in the future, with all these
Huh.
Vision Pro that's on the way, already there, and all these virtual, all these VR headsets, because
Sure.
I think that in the future you might just want to live there, right? You just put your hat. It will be way cheaper, it will be way cheaper to live in the metaverse. I don't know how we're gonna do with the food there though, but for
Yeah.
example, if
Yeah.
you buy apartment for $500 there, and you just live in
Hmm.
your small room, like physical small room, but you are having a whole apartment in the metaverse, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's Ready Player One, right? Like that was a great depiction of this, and it's not that far from reality. I could totally see people living that way. It's kind of a way that what is it? No, it's like fiction, reality follows fiction, or no, there's some saying. Um, what is it? Art imitates science. No, I can't remember what the saying is, but it's like, you see something in fiction and it becomes reality a few years later. I mean,
I love
uh,
it.
you know,
Yeah.
talking about like, yeah, like trips to Mars. Well, we're not that far from people going to Mars. And this
You
stuff has
can
been
go
in
to Mars
movies.
with your VR headsets, right?
Yeah, maybe I could buy some land on Mars right now. I don't know,
Exactly.
but
Yeah. Actually, yeah, I just watched that video that lady was saying that she's actually investing in space land. I don't know how this works.
hmm,
She didn't say where she's investing, what company, whatever. But this is what she said,
okay.
and they're like, "Oh, you're joking. You live in the future somewhere."
It's like buying a piece of the ocean, right? It's international waters.
Now, speaking
Uh,
about that, I just want to add something. I'm just gonna write it down on my phone.
okay.
Something just popped in my mind while we are talking.
Mhm.
How, for example, let's say we start living in the metaverse. Let's say I have an
Okay.
apartment in the metaverse, and I'm telling you, Dan, if you want to find me, I'm in the metaverse.
Yeah, I'd
That's
knock on your virtual door.
Yeah, exactly. But now, how this will
Okay.
affect a human mental health? How this will affect
Hmm.
us? This is now the question that's kind of bothering me. This will affect my mental health to some degree, or
The fact that how much does your physical health affect your mental health, or vice versa, right? Because I feel like if you're living in the metaverse, if you're sitting in a chair and you've got some sort of a device that shows that you are in a different world, but you haven't moved physically for 4 hours, right? You're
Yeah,
still in your
yeah.
physical body. So there's going to be detrimental effects to that. And I feel like the physical effects may be worse than the mental effects. I mean, if happiness is a state of mind. So if you're happy in your mind, I think that you're whether you're in the physical world or the meta world, um, these are deeper questions. But I don't know. I would guess that physical health would be a problem far quicker than mental health. But what do you think?
Yes, that's correct. Both are related, I guess. Both are related
Mhm.
to high degree. And for sure, if you don't move, let's say not only for 4 hours, because people are wild, they most probably won't move for 10 hours straight if your whole life is there. And for example, if you work
Right.
at the metaverse, because last year I heard that there are already people who actually work in the metaverse, they got full-time positions or something
Oh,
like that. So this is wild and
okay.
it's already there. um and if you have like a, let's say, full-time job, 8 hours a day, 9 to 5 kind of job in the
Mhm.
metaverse, then, well, okay, you have to move for toilet breaks, and all of that stuff, lunch breaks or whatever. At some
Right.
point you get hungry, I guess.
Mhm.
So that's when you have to move, and hopefully this won't lead to addiction, you know.
Oh, I think it absolutely will. I mean, I mean, I mean, why would you, if you're living in a physical tiny room,
Yeah,
but in the
yeah.
metaverse you have the planet Mars or a giant field or whatever you want, then wouldn't you rather be there than in your tiny physical room with nothing on the walls?
Exactly. I love that. Yes,
So, I
that's
mean,
true. Of course, I would rather be there.
yeah, yeah. I mean, if I could be here in my little suburban house, but I could look out and see Dubai, then the city, then I mean, that would be like the perfect combination. So,
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
but yeah, is that
true.
addiction, or is it just losing touch with reality, or what is reality?
And
I
a lot
mean,
of people, they actually want to lose touch with reality, even me sometimes. That's why I have my wine.
yeah. It'd be pretty strong wine. Yeah, yeah. But I don't know. Are you faulted for that? I mean, if you're happy, if you're productive, if it shortens your lifespan, but you live a happier life, man, I don't know. These
There,
are
yeah.
I'd have
Now
to.
there is another thing that comes on the way. It's the currency. And ho- if you get money, let's say some virtual money, maybe most probably, most of the time, for example, when we talk about play to earn games, which are all paid in cryptocurrency, from my prediction they will use crypto for the metaverse. um let's say you get a salary there, some sort of payments, and then with that money you can buy basically everything in the metaverse. And then why would you need money? Like, why would you need money, like, let's say, dollars for the physical
Right.
world, right? Because you don't care anymore. I mean, okay, you should buy food so you can keep your body alive, you know. This is
Yeah,
some
you still need.
crazy, now we got into some crazy shit here.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, but maybe your living expenses would actually go down in the physical world. So the
Oh
physical,
yeah,
the
way down.
world money currency, whatever that is, would be less. But then the market moves to the virtual world. The actual, the economy moves to the virtual economy rather than the physical economy. It's still an economy. There's still money changing hands, whether it's in the virtual world in virtual currency or the physical world with. I mean, I almost never use cash myself anyway, but it's all just numbers on a screen that reflects the value in my bank account. So
Yeah,
what difference does it make if I'm in
exactly.
the physical world or the virtual?
Yeah, and
Right.
now speaking of that, I like
Hmm.
this brainstorming session. Actually, this
Okay.
becoming the brainstorming session. So,
Okay.
how this will affect the procreation? of the earth in general.
Well, yeah. Uh,
Elon will be mad. Elon will be mad.
That's true. Yeah, yeah. We still have to further humanity. Um, you probably just it might just be best to keep your virtual glasses on for procreating because you may not want to know the real person and the last time that they bathed. Uh,
Imagine, this will be wild. This will be wild.
yeah,
And you know what?
yeah,
You can actually, I think, yeah, for sure, you have to keep your glasses on, because that's how, okay, you can have some physical human next to you, but you will be able to modify their features.
yeah, yeah.
So I want you with
Y-
dark hair, with I don't know, anything you want, so, and just you modify and just
mhm.
keep your glasses on.
Yep.
This
Glasses
is-
on, lights off.
yeah, this would work for sure, for sure.
I think I think it any new technology I've heard any new technology is used for sex and war.
Yeah, yeah, I guess. Well, what to do? This is the world we are living in, unfortunately. This is the negative side of the world.
No, yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, yeah. Back to the virtual
Ah,
side,
no,
but
you don't
eh,
have to be sorry. It's the reality. In the end of the day, it's the reality,
it is. It is. Yeah.
unfortunately. That's why. What's the conclusion, guys? The conclusion of all this is keep your glasses on.
I love it. I love it. Yes, keep your glasses on. Keep being productive. Stay focused. Whatever world you're in, you can create it on your own, right? Like you can create. You can. What's the Steve Jobs quote? I want to create a ding in the universe. You can twist. You can impact the world that you live in,
I love that.
and yeah, yeah. That's not exactly. I mean, that was a quote, but it's something like that. Like you can affect.
You can make an impact, guys. Don't forget it. And it's true, it's true. We just have to encourage the young people more. We should not be that negative around them. We should not be like, oh, but no, but I don't think so this will happen. I don't think so you can do that. No, you can do basically every freaking thing.
You can. You can. Well, I think we're out of time, Veronica. We better wrap up episode 7. It was a meandering talk, but I loved it, and there's more to talk about for the next episode.
Yes, guys, and please don't forget to support Jet Fuel Devs on Patreon, on our website. You can support us directly, DM us. We will send you our email for PayPal. You can just support us, guys, so we can keep on doing this. And thank you so much for whoever already did. We are so grateful to you guys, and honestly, we still can't believe that we have so many, many, many supporters. Thank you so much, really.
All right. Dan here from Jet Fuel Devs. Veronica, we'll talk to you real soon.
Bye, people. Love ya.